Hello everyone, and welcome back to Speak with Naye. I'm Naye, and I'm very happy that you are here learning English with me today. Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever imagined being at an airport in another country, and suddenly someone starts speaking English to you really fast, and your brain just freezes? Maybe someone says, "Passport, please." And in your mind, you are thinking, "Oh no, what did they say?" If that has ever happened to you, don't worry. Today's episode is going to help you feel much more confident. Because today, we are learning real English for the airport. The kind of English people actually use when they travel. Simple phrases, useful questions, and practical vocabulary that can make your trip much easier. So, imagine this. You finally booked the trip you have always wanted. You arrive at the airport feeling excited, maybe a little nervous. You have your luggage, your passport, your ticket, and suddenly, everything feels very real. Now it is time to check in. You walk to the counter and the airline employee smiles and says, "Hello. May I see your passport?" This means, "Hola, ¿puedo ver su pasaporte?" And a very simple answer could be, "Sure, here you go." Which means, "Claro, aquí tiene." Very easy, right? Or maybe you want to start the conversation first. You can say, "Hi, I want to check in for my flight." Repeat with me. I want to check in for my flight. Very good. This means, "Hola, quiero hacer check-in para mi vuelo." But wait. What happens if they ask you questions and you do not understand? Don't worry. That is exactly what we are going to practice next. Okay, so now you are standing at the check-in counter. You gave the employee your passport. Everything is going well. But suddenly, they ask you a question. And this is where many people start to feel nervous. So let's practice together. A very common question is, "How many bags are you checking?" Repeat with me. How many bags are you checking? This means, ¿Cuántas maletas va a documentar? If you only have one suitcase, you can say, "Just one bag." Meaning, solo una maleta. Or maybe you have two. Then you can say, "Two bags, please." Very simple. Now imagine the employee asks, "Would you like a window seat or an aisle seat?" Let's repeat that slowly. Window seat or aisle seat? A window seat means a seat next to the window. An aisle seat means a seat next to the hallway. So if you want the window, you can say, "Window seat, please." Or if you prefer the aisle, "Aisle seat, please." Now let's imagine something stressful. The employee suddenly says, "Your flight is delayed." Take a deep breath. Do not panic. Delayed means retrasado. So if your flight is delayed, your plane will leave later than expected. You can ask, "How long is the delay?" Repeat with me. How long is the delay? Meaning, ¿Cuánto tiempo de retraso hay? See? Little by little, airport English starts feeling easier. But now comes a moment that makes many travelers nervous. Immigration. And trust me, you do not need perfect English for this part. You only need to understand a few important questions. Let's practice them next. Speak with Naye, Travel English, what to say at the airport. Okay. Now you arrived at immigration. For many people, this is the scariest part of traveling. But relax. Most of the time, the officer only asks a few simple questions. And today, we are going to practice them together. Imagine the immigration officer looks at you and says, "What is the purpose of your trip?" Let's say it again slowly. What is the purpose of your trip? This means, ¿Cuál es el propósito de su viaje? Do not worry. They are simply asking why you are visiting the country. If you are traveling for vacation, you can answer, "I'm here for vacation." Repeat with me. I'm here for vacation. Very good. Or maybe your trip is for work. Then you can say, "I'm here for business." Meaning, estoy aquí por negocios. Another very common question is, how long will you stay? Let's repeat. How long will you stay? This means, ¿Cuánto tiempo se va a quedar? Maybe you are staying for 5 days. You can answer, "I will stay for 5 days." Or maybe 1 week. I will stay for 1 week. Easy, right? Now imagine the officer asks, "Where are you staying?" This means, ¿Dónde se va a hospedar? If you booked a hotel, you can say, "I'm staying at a hotel." Or maybe with family. I'm staying with family. See? You do not need difficult English. You just need the right words. And after immigration, finally, you are inside the airport. Now you only need one thing. To find your gate without getting lost. And trust me, this part can be stressful too. Let's learn exactly what to say next. Perfect. You passed immigration. Everything is going well. Now, there is only one problem. The airport is huge. You look around and suddenly think, "Okay, where do I go now?" Do not worry. This happens to almost everyone. Now you need to find your gate. But first, what is a gate? A gate is the place where you wait before getting on the airplane. In Spanish, we call it la puerta de embarque. Now imagine you feel confused and need help. You can ask, "Excuse me, where is my gate?" Let's repeat together. Excuse me, where is my gate? This means, Disculpe, ¿dónde está mi puerta de embarque? Very useful. Now, before you enter the airplane, people usually ask for your boarding pass. Repeat after me. Boarding pass. Very good. A boarding pass is tu pase de abordo. Sometimes, airport workers may say, "May I see your boarding pass?" Meaning, ¿Puedo ver su pase de abordo? And of course, you can simply say, "Sure, here it is." Now imagine this situation. You hear an announcement in the airport. And suddenly they say, "Final boarding." Oh no! This means, they are making the last call to enter the airplane. So if you hear, "Final boarding," run. Okay, maybe not run. But walk very fast. Because the airplane is about to leave. Traveling can feel stressful sometimes. But when you understand basic English, everything becomes easier. And before we finish today's episode, let's review 10 important airport words you should remember for your next trip. Okay. Before we finish today's episode, let's review 10 important travel words that can help you feel more confident at the airport. Try to repeat each word with me. Number 1. Airport. Airport. This means aeropuerto. Very easy. Number 2. Passport. Passport. This means passport. Remember, always check that you have your passport before leaving home. Number 3. Boarding pass. Boarding pass. This means pase de bordo. You need this to enter the airplane. Number 4. Gate. Gate. This means puerta de embarque. Very important if you do not want to get lost. Number 5. Luggage. Luggage. This means equipage. For example, my luggage is heavy, meaning mi equipage está pesado. Number 6. Carry-on bag. Carry-on bag. This means equipage de mano. The bag you take with you inside the airplane. Number 7. Delayed. Delayed. This means retrasado. Nobody likes hearing this word at the airport. Number 8. Check-in. Check-in. This means registro para tu vuelo. Number 9. Security. Security. This means seguridad del aeropuerto. The place where they check your bags. And number 10. Reservation. Reservation. This means reservation. For example, I have a reservation. Meaning, tengo una reservación. Very good. Today, you learned real airport English that people actually use while traveling. And remember something important. You do not need perfect English. You only need confidence and practice. Little by little, your English will improve. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on Speak with Naye. I hope this episode helps you feel more prepared for your next trip. See you in the next episode. Take care, keep practicing, and never stop learning English. Bye.